Good morning. For some reason this morning it's 32 degrees. No joke. Of course, I don't have anything. I do have a windbreaker. Check that. And I have it on. But I'm in shorts. So we are doing Mount Bailey as I promised yesterday. I said I'll be back for you. This is just, there's the lake. Look at that, there's Thielsen. See, I wish I was summited today. I would have had awesome views up there. And I was stuck in the clouds. And I think it was only for a brief period and then it cleared up. So anyway, there's a much better view of Thielsen. We're just coming up in the woods, you know, pretty tamely. I mean, so yeah, pretty easy forest trail. We got a long way to go up. Probably another 2,500 feet. Alright, well, I already made I already took the jacket off, I already got hot. There's our peak up there. As you can see, it's, I'm already losing the trail. Pretty high, so we still got a long way to go. Alright, so you hit a junction, which apparently is a road, Hemlock Butte Road. You go straight through it. I bet. About to sneeze. So now we're up. We just had a little flatter stretch. Excuse me. You can't really see it, but we're just heading straight up the ridge now for a long way. So this is going to be up a little steeper than we've had so far. Well, out of nowhere, this trail steepened up quickly and the vegetation's changing. We're losing the lodgepole pines and kind of snaking up the rib here, up the ridge. But it did just get considerably steeper the last 100 feet or so, but now it seems to tame out again. Look at that view of Thielsen. How nice would it have been to be doing that today and have views? I mean, it was sort of cool in the mist and the fog, so check that video out if you haven't. So I've lost the trail several times, mainly because a lot of it's covered in snow. I read some reviews, someone saw bear prints, so they turned around. Like, why are you even out here anyway? There's animals every hike you go on, and it could be behind you, it could be at the side of you. Like, why would you turn around and quit your hike because you saw animal tracks? That is just silly. This is getting somewhat challenging to follow. Maybe we bend up here. There are some one human tracks, many animal tracks. So we're gonna figure it out, I think. So I found the trail again briefly, but it's now all buried again. So I'm just kind of heading up the way I need to go based on the topo lines. And you're probably not doing this the most efficient way, but I'm hopeful. It does get pretty steep at some point on the ridge. I mean, it is steep now, but it gets much steeper. So it could be tough. It's on steep snow. So we're just gonna keep plowing up here. Hopefully not go snowblind. But yeah, this is proving to be a little more challenging than expected. I thought I'd have a nice trail, but no, alas. Yeah, up here it gets steeper. So I need to be a little careful here. I mean, right here it's steep too. So traction devices wouldn't be a bad idea for those of you doing this. So the recording just messed up. I've just been slogging up snowfields. It's been pretty steep and slow, but I found plenty of footprints and animal prints, so kind of just following them up. I think it's about to get easier. I think we're about to gain the ridge and then we should be off snow. But anyway, just slogging up here. I think we got 800 more feet to the summit. So that might be your summit, or maybe up there somewhere up here. I was thinking all the snow would be melted because it's in the sun all day, but no, it's not. So still slogging up, but maybe once we hit these trees, then we'll be done with snow. This is not going to be, actually maybe it will be more fun going down. Look at these big cat prints. Nice. Just get me to rock, please. So, but if you go for a slide, it could hurt a little bit. This just keeps getting trickier. Found the trail again, but then it got into a steep snowfield, and so I cut up on the rock. But I wanted to go high here, but that's actually not the way to go. And you can see, well, never mind, these are animal tracks. I like human tracks. This is going to be tricky getting down. I'm going to need to be careful. So we like bypass some crater. It's weird, the trail's like down here. I want to just, I don't know why I want to just go up there, but apparently that's not the way to go. So I see some tracks. See those tracks there? These are animals though, but maybe I'll follow these animal tracks here. I want to just go right up there. Over there is what I wanted to do, but maybe the summit's over there and it's just, this isn't really the way to go. So anyway, need to keep navigating. Alright, we found the trail below. We're just on a loose volcanic slope. I'm hoping this is going to be a lot easier on the way down because I'm going to see the trail more from above. But some of those big snowfields and banks, not the easiest thing in the world. And now walking on this volcanic slope isn't either. But we picked up some human tracks, and I think we only have like 400 feet to the summit. So I didn't shoot for that point, which I guess you could do in theory. You just have to come down, but there's this massive crater here, which we're wrapping around, which I guess is pretty cool. Very cool. So at least there's like sort of a trail I'm following now, which is nice. But yeah, big crater here, and not the summit. I think the summit's sight unseen, I think, but who knows, maybe it's right there. All right, well, summit's a little further away than expected. We wrapped around the crater, kept climbing, and now we're on the ridge. Go to the left of this rock. I think we're on the left side, so no more snow. So I probably misspoke earlier when I said I had 400 or 500 feet left. I probably had like 700 or 800 feet left, because now I'd imagine now it's, look at that view of Diamond Lake and Thielsen. Now it's going to be flat for a while, but then we got to go up fairly steeply for a bit. Yeah. So you drop like 30 feet and then you're on the left side of this. Luckily there's no snow here, of this rock thing. Steep, but and loose, but it's fine. We'll get up there. So pretty rugged volcanic terrain. Should be on the summit in hopefully less than 10 minutes here. Oh yeah, And here's the little window where you can see Diamond Lake and Thielsen. Pretty cool. So we've come across this rock. This was actually funny. I saw this in a video. This guy showed this. You literally have to step up here, and he showed it like it was like a technical move because you had to step up like 2 feet. So I thought that was pretty funny. Shout out to you, Matt. Yeah, just so loose and slippy. So once we regain the ridge, we'll see the summit up there. Should only be a couple 100 feet now. Yeah, it's this loose volcanic stuff. It's sometimes hard going up. Oh, we've done it. Maybe I can bring that. The walking stick. Mount Bailey summit. That took longer than Thielsen, which is crazy, but it did with all that snow. Thielsen's looking ripe for the picking. And there's a bunch of the peaks around Crater Lake, I think. That might be Mount Scott that you're seeing out there. Unsure. I think it is though. I was gonna do that today. I don't think I have time. I got a lot of driving to do, and I wanted to stop and maybe see Smith Rock and Bend. I think Bachelor's out. So I don't know if that's Bachelor there, or if that's South Sister, and then you see the other two sisters. I have no idea. I would think they're closer together. Those are some big mountains out there. I think you're seeing somewhere Bachelor, and maybe the sisters, but the sisters could be further north. I'm not sure. Anyway, good hike. It'd be much easier if it were snow-free for sure. It'd be a lot quicker, because that was like 2 hours. Yeah, just under 2 hours. But yeah, hopefully I'll make it down a lot quicker, but who knows. So Mount Bailey. So here's your crater. I didn't give you a view as I hiked up, but give it to you now. Pretty big. So I don't know if this is the main crater of the volcano, and then the summit's like quite a bit higher. So I guess kind of confusing. So you could, in theory, follow the ridge down. The trail sort of wraps around. Unfortunately, it just means we hit a lot of... The snow is the crux of this. If you're doing it earlier in the summer, it's just how you navigate. Now, if you had crampons, or not crampons, just spikes, it would be much easier, I think. And maybe even a pole, trekking poles or something. But I'm afraid I just don't want to slip on, because it's hard. It's like glazed over, so if you fell, you'd probably hurt yourself. So just headed down. Long way to go. See, so this is why this is unnerving. I'm apparently walking over drainage where it's like see that big like 3-foot hole? I don't want to fall into a hole. And then if I slip, I'm going to be going for a ride, which I also don't want to do. I should have picked up something to use as an axe. So this is not very fun. This is why you have poles or an axe or traction devices, and I need to be better about that. I just didn't realize there was going to be so much snow up here in July. So that's on me. But luckily these footprints help. If there were no footprints, this would be a disaster. So following the footprints, this is definitely not the way I stepped over, but it's the way we're taking back. So anyway, headed that way and bending down however we see fit at some point. So I've got myself a stick. And I've gotten off trail again. I wanted to just go down, not on the snow, but that's gonna run you off the wrong side. So I gotta go down there, which means I gotta cut across this snow, which now looks more familiar. So I'm gonna cut to the dirt. I think that's the best, because this will get pretty steep, and it looks like we have some semblance of footprints. This is incredibly challenging terrain. I don't know how else to slice it. I mean, I'm just constantly navigating. I mean, and if you're not paying attention, you'll just go right off the wrong side of the mountain. So I think I just spotted what may be the real trail right here. I think we're almost done with all this snow navigation. It's hard because there's all these steep snow banks that you can't really cross. I think, yeah, so I think I was on this at some point. This is the trail, but see, like, so here, like, it's too steep to step over. So you got to figure out a way around it. And then join back up with it. But the snow adds all sorts of complications, so yeah, not easy. Yeah, I remember stepping on this thing. So I was on this before, but I'm just praying that snow bridges don't collapse. You know, here, you don't want a post hole down really far. So I see footprints, so I'm gonna say that's a good sign. All right, I think I'm done with most of the snow and all the navigation. So that was not easy. This is gonna end up being a longer and harder hike than Thielsen, even though it has no technicality to it, and it's shorter, or no, same length, less elevation gain though. So just what happens when there's snow involved. I am not a big snow fan. Anyone will know. It's just, it makes things so much more challenging. So anyway, got steep down for a while until we hit the road, and then it'll be a cruiser like 2 miles back, but we probably have a steep, probably like steep mile down now, so maybe 3 back to the car. So we're down to the road. Here's the road. We're gonna continue this way, and now it won't be as steep. So I was gonna say 2 miles, probably less than 2 miles left. This is a pretty nice single track trail, I must admit. Not as smooth or as wide as the Thielsen one. You could really hammer that one down. Mini little up after the creek at the end, and we're done. Finish strong. Yeah, Mount Bailey. So that was like, I think just under 3.5. So like I said, slower than Thielsen, but it was all the snow.